So what the governor said is unconstitutional, it is illegal, it is irresponsible, and it's largely illiterate. Coupled with Section 39 that guarantees freedom of expression and Section 40 that guarantees freedom of association and assembly.
This is not the first time. It's becoming a pattern for APC governors. And we believe that this can only get worse if it's not nipped in the bud. So we are concerned and want to put it on record to every Nigerian and the international community to follow what is going on in Nigeria. Having failed to turn Nigeria into one-party state, now the strategy is to begin to intimidate and issue threats and warnings that we cannot come to their state. This is unacceptable. We will go anywhere in Nigeria that we want because Nigeria is a free country.
I am sending a direct message to him. There is a new sheriff in town. He cannot come to Edo without telling me, because his security will never be guaranteed. Whatever happens to him when he's in Edo State, he will take it. I am serious about it. He came the other day and donated 15 million. Somebody was saying, no, Gashishi, why you get 15 million to donate to people? By the time he left, there was crisis. 3 people died in Benin. So for that reason, tell Obi he should not come to Edo without telling me.
In a country still healing from stolen mandates, ethnic mistrust, and deadly protests, you did think that political elites would embrace compassion. But instead, what we have seen is fear weaponized and hatred normalized. 2 Nigerian governors in 2 different states issued a chilling message to one man, Peter Obi, their command, stay away. But here is the twist. Peter Obi wasn't on a political campaign. In Edo, he was there to donate medical equipment to a hospital, equipment worth 15 million naira. And in Benue, he came to visit the community of Yelwata, where over 100 innocent Nigerians were recently massacred. He came with charity, he came with sympathy, he came with hope, and yet they told him to go home. This isn't just an attack on Peter Obi, it is an attack on the idea that kindness, empathy, and nation building still matter in Nigerians' political space. The most recent was in Edo State. Peter Obi arrived in Benin, not to campaign, not for politics, but to donate a certain amount of money for critical medical equipment to a hospital in the state. But his act of charity triggered an act of hostility. Governor Monday Okpebholo, newly installed through a controversial process, issued a public warning. Peter Obi should stay out of Edo State's politics and do not visit Edo State. The irony, there was no politics involved. Obi came bearing gift for the sick, not ballot papers. He came with compassion, not confrontation. And yet, he was treated like an invader. It wasn't just disrespectful, it was inhuman. In a state struggling with healthcare infrastructure, you think a gesture of goodwill would be welcomed, regardless of party lines. But Monday Okpebholo's response wasn't just about territory, it was about dominance. It was about a signal to all who oppose the current political order: stay out or be humiliated. And that message, it wasn't just for Peter Obi, it was for one who dares to challenge the establishment.
The man will say, no, Gashishi. I am sending a direct message to him. There is a new sheriff in town. He cannot come to Edo without telling me, because his security will never be guaranteed. Whatever happens to him when he's in Edo State, he will take it. I am serious about it. He came the other day and donated 15 million. Somebody was saying, no, Gashishi, why you get 15 million to donate to people? By the time he left, there was crisis. 3 people died in Benin. So for that reason, tell Obi he should not come to Edo without telling me.
And look at an innocent citizen, just because he's an opposition leader. He's been threatened, his life being threatened, that he should not step into Edo State by a governor that is INEC produced, figure challenged, pinchomic and petite, and largely illiterate, like I said.
Then came the echo from above. The Edo State APC chairman, in a now viral press conference, doubled down on the hostility. He didn't just criticize Obi, he insulted his supporters, mocked their appearance, and laughed at their ideas. He called the movement an invasion. This was more than political rivalry. This was hate speech. And in a fragile democracy like Nigeria, hate speech is a march thrown into dry grass. The APC chairman's word didn't just belittle opposition, they dehumanized it. He painted Obi's supporters as intruders, aliens, as people who didn't belong. And the message was clear: you're not welcome here.
There's been a lot of criticism all over the press about the statement that Governor made yesterday when he was receiving one of the remaining of PDP Edo Central, where he said that Peter Obi has to take permission before he lands. And I think the governor was right in saying that, because we are also saying that the governor can say that because of the kind of hatred that people have for Peter Obi in the state, including me. And when you have people, so many of us that have such hatred for people like that, especially when they came to Edo State and people died, it is proper for him to tell the governor before he will come, so that people like us will be sent on errand out of Edo before he can come and possibly go. I'm sure that's the reason why the governor made that statement. If that why I think the governor made that statement, and it's correct, and we support him in whatever he's saying. So whatever anybody is saying, they're just saying rubbish.
Worse still, the party said nothing, no rebuke, no distancing, no apology. Their silence is not neutrality, it is endorsement. The refusal to condemn hate, especially from the high-ranking officials, is a silent nod to the chaos it invites. Because when hatred is normalized, violence is never far behind. At first, it all started in Benue before that of Edo State. Peter Obi planned on traveling to Yelwata, a community mourning the death of over 100 people killed in a wave of violence. He wasn't going there for a rally. He was planning to go there to mourn with the people, comfort them, bring aid and solidarity to a community in crisis. But still, Governor Hyacinth Alia told him to mind his business. His warning may have been softer than that of Edo State, but it was no less outrageous. What kind of leadership tells a fellow Nigerian to mind his business in the face of a mass killing? If Peter Obi can't offer condolence without political backlash, then what kind of a nation are we becoming? This wasn't about politics. This was about human decency. And the fact that even charity now invites a state-level hostility that should terrify every citizen. Governor Alia's comment wasn't just a misstep. It was a chilling reminder that partisanship now triumphs humanity. When visiting grieving families become a political threat, we have lost more than decorum. We have lost our conscience. In any true democracy, political participation is sacred. The rights to speak, to assemble, to campaign, these are non-negotiable rights. So what do we call it when governors begin withdrawing invisible borders and issuing political travel bans? It is not democracy. It is dictatorship wrapped in agbada, disguised with press conferences. No one wanted Tinubu to stay out of Anambra. No one blocked Atiku from visiting Lagos.
Now, let me come in from the point of being a citizen from Igbo extraction. I sense tribalistic, cheap, ethnic bigotry in this governor. If Peter Obi were to be a leader from Hausa land or from Yoruba land, this governor will not dare make such a statement. Recall when 16 persons were killed in Edo State, before even making any investigation, he ran to Kano State to prostrate. That was a good thing, because life is very, very essential. The same governor that did that is the same governor that is threatening the life of a human being for just coming into your state. This is very annoying. It's a direct threat to Igbo people. It's a direct threat and exhibition of being an Igbo hater. And that should stop. Let me tell you, from where I come from, when you kill even a madman, that's when you know that he has a brother. If a strand of hair falls from Peter Obi, because this is a direct attack and threat to his life. Remember, the governor made it clear. He said his security can no longer be guaranteed. He used the word never, if he does not take permission from him. Let me ask Monday Okpobole, does it mean that when he finishes as a governor, before he travels to any state in Nigeria, he would have to seek the permission of all the governors?
Okay.
Does it mean that 200 million Nigerians, before they step into Edo State, they would have to seek permission from the governor?
Okay.
And in the case of AMPP versus the IGP, the law has even been made clear that you don't even need permission, even when you want to embark on a protest. And I'm talking about peaceful protest.
Okay.
If you don't need permission when you want to embark on a protest, how can a governor be talking about permission to visit a state that is in bad taste?
So why is Peter Obi the only one facing territorial threats? The answer is power. These governors are turning political offices into private estates where only friends can visit and critics are shut out. It is the erosion of democratic values happening right before our eyes. The state is being weaponized, not against criminals, but against competitors. And the danger isn't just political, it is existential. Because when opposition becomes illegal and dissent becomes a crime, we are no longer a democracy, we are a country ruled by fear. Now, let's confront the uncomfortable truth. Would this warning have been issued if Peter Obi were a northern Muslim? If it was Atiku Abubakar in Edo State, would Okpebolo speak that boldly? If Kwankwaso visits Benue, would Aliyah want him to stay away? Highly unlikely. In Nigeria, religious and ethnic dynamics often decides who gets respected and who gets silenced. Northern politicians, especially Muslim figures, are treated with cautious relevance by southern governors out of fear of backlash, riots, or political isolation. But Peter Obi, a Christian and a reformist, they see no risk in targeting him. No fear of protest, no fear of reprisal. So they insult him, they warn him, they belittle his campaign because in their mind, he is easy to silence. But is he? That's the big question. They underestimate the movement he leads. They underestimate the people he inspires. And in doing so, they may be sowing the seed of their own political downfall. Let's be honest, they don't hate Peter Obi because he is disruptive. They fear him because he is effective. The obedient movement didn't die after the election. It evolved. It's stronger, louder, and smarter. It represents everything these governors are afraid of: transparent governance, accountable leadership, youth empowerment, the end of political godfatherism. And when Obi steps into their states, he doesn't just bring a message, he brings a movement. It threats to their grip on power. That's why the warnings are flying in. They are not protecting democracy, they are protecting their thrones. And in doing so, they are exposing their greatest weakness: fear of the people. Because the obedient movement is not just about Peter Obi, it is about Nigerians waking up. And that, more than anything, terrifies the old guard. So where does this all lead? To a place Nigeria knows too well: political violence. It always begins like this: hate speech at rallies, warnings to oppositions, paid talks appearing mysteriously, blood on election day. Governors are supposed to be the custodian of peace, not enforcers of political war. But when leaders become aggressors, who protects the people? If Peter Obi, a former presidential candidate, can be treated like this, who is next? Journalist, activist, even you watching this video. This isn't just about one man. It is about the climate that we are creating in Nigeria. And if we do not stop it now, the consequences will be written in blood. This is not just a political issue. This is a democratic emergency. Civil society must speak out. The law must remind governors of their limits. Opposition parties must stop acting timid. The media must report the truth without sugarcoating it. And Peter Obi, he must continue. He must campaign in every state. He must defy every insult. He must reclaim the democratic space that these power-hungry actors are trying to close. Because if he doesn't, they win, not just against him, but against all of us as Nigerians.
Once you attain a particular office, especially an executive office like that of a governor, most of the things you say are seen as policy. So you don't get emotional when you open your mouth to say things. You first of all remember that I am the executive governor. If I say this thing, this might be the impact, that might be the impact. In other words, you are rational from beginning to the end every day. I'm telling you, we're human beings. That's a tall order. It's a very difficult thing to achieve. But that is one of the trappings of that office. You can't say, that statement sounded like a threat. Yeah. It came across as a threat. And Peter Obi is a citizen of Nigeria. Yeah. He doesn't need anybody's permission to be anywhere. So telling him to inform him first before coming to Edo State, yeah, maybe for Peter Obi's security. I can understand that. You know, the last time you came and donated 15 million, there was so much unrest. 3 people died in that process and so on. So please, sir, when next you're coming, let me know so that I can organize security for you.
2 governors, 2 states, 1 target. Peter Obi is not Nigerians' problem, but these warnings, these threats, this culture of fear, that's the real danger. The APC's silence is shameful. The custodian of the law, inaction is unacceptable, and the people's silence, it would be fatal. Nigeria is at a fork in the road. One path leads to democracy, the other to tyranny. We must choose, because today it is Peter Obi, tomorrow it could be your voice. So, do you believe in democracy? Do you believe in free speech? Do you believe that no Nigerian, no matter their party affiliation, no matter their tribe or religion, should be told that they are not welcomed in their own country, irrespective of the state? If you do, then do not stay silent. Like and share this video. Drop a comment. Let your voice be louder than theirs, because this fight, it is not just a fight for Peter Obi, it is your fight as well. A fight for the survival of Nigerians' democracy. Thank you so much for watching this video.